Hello everyone, the Quiet Atheist here. I'm going to deviate from the original subject matter of today's video in an attempt to initiate again another conversation between myself and the Open Air Atheist. With that said, you all will know my stance on the subject of anarchism. Anarchism is often considered a radical left-wing ideology, and much of anarchist economics and anarchist legal philosophy reflect anti-statist interpretations of communism, collectivism, syndicalism, or participatory economics. Now, Open Air Atheist, I'm going to completely address two of your videos in this one video, so let's get started. First, we are going to talk about the video you made known as What is the State Tricks? Okay, I'm going to completely ignore all of the comments you are making about a fictitious character known as God. That particular subject matter does not pertain to the subject at hand. Let's move on. It is interesting when you use the terms of non-concept and myth. Those are terms that I can rightfully use for the subject of anarchism simply because it is not implemented on today's society. Let's continue forward. You want to know what the state is, right? Well, here it goes. The four characteristics of a state are population, territory, sovereignty, and government. The Mr. State that you use is incorrect. There is no Mr. State. It is not of one person, but of many. You mentioned that you were often told that without government or state, there would be this complete craziness going on, such as riots, killings, etc. You know, anarchy. The people that were telling you this were correct in what they said. All of these terrible happenings even exist today, despite the laws that have been put into place by the people for the people. As a result, these atrocious acts are met with swift penalties. You asked, why are there government laws or state laws that go against the will of the people? They do not go against the will of the people. Now, if the will of the people was to be malicious, I would expect the laws of the state or government to intervene, which is exactly the case. For example, you do something wrong such as camping on state property, you will be told that it is against the law and you cannot stay there, and rightfully so. Do you actually know why the state taxes you? I'm going to give you a bit of information on this. Keep in mind all sources will be provided in the description where you can actually look for yourself. Okay, here we go. Taxes are financial charges imposed on individuals, companies, organizations. Both the federal and state governments use the money collected to pay for public services and programs. Taxation has proven to be the best way to generate the hundreds of millions of dollars necessary to efficiently run a state. State governments have a budget, the minimum amount needed to keep it operational. Without a steady influx of money to pay for expenditures, a state could go bankrupt, such as New York almost did in 1975. You mentioned that the president gets his authority from the state. You're wrong. The first power the Constitution confers upon the president is the veto. The presentment clause requires any bill passed by Congress to be presented to the president before it can become law. To further your knowledge on this matter, a source will be provided for this as well. Happy hunting. Now, let's talk about your second video known as The Philosophy of Liberty. You mentioned the 6 points. In this 6-point series, I'm going to give you 6 answers to each point. Well, 1 answer to each point. Number 1. I do own my life and I do not impose my will on others and rule their lives. No one does that to me either. However, when I do something wrong, for example, rob a bank, I expect the law to come in and have the right to change the circumstances of my life as a result of causing strife in society. Number 2. I actually agree with you on this one. However, if I fail to pay taxes on my land, property, etc., I expect penalties to exist. Number 3. These things that you mentioned do exist. However, these intentions are met with corrupt people who are born out of greed. They do not represent society in general. They only represent themselves illegally. Number 4. I bet your opinion would change if some third world country would invade the U.S. Number 5. You are actually right about this one. However, the obedience term I have an issue with. I myself am going to obey the laws of the land, because if I do not, it has a negative impact on society. Therefore, my actions, if they were negative, deserve to be checked. Why? Well, they would serve as a roadblock regarding the development of society. 6. People are only evil because they abuse their power. Completely different than the ones that hold the people's interest to high priority. With that said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. For those of you who haven't already, please rate, comment, and subscribe. Hope you all have a good day. And the Quiet Atheist is out.